Well, so we are joined today by one of the most experienced UFC flyweights. He's the winner of the Ultimate Fighter 24. He's a former title contender and a super exciting fighter to watch. I'm talking about the one and only Team Elliott. Team, thank you very much for being here and welcome to Somos MMA, my friend.
Oh, man, thanks for having me on. Good to be here.
Well, Team, let us know. How are you, man? How's everything going on over there?
Really good. The pandemic is still going on here, but it's actually been good for my fiance and I. It's given us time to kind of settle in, and we're lucky enough to still be able to work during this time. So she has a fight scheduled. She's fighting Rachel Ostovich November 28th.
And what about the trainings during this pandemic context? It's harder to train, to find your sparring partners and all that, or how are you dealing with that?
I was in Las Vegas at the start of it, and it was kind of hard out there. They take it pretty serious. I moved back to Kansas City, Missouri. It's in the Midwest, right in the middle of the country, and it's more farming and country boys. So there's more guys, more bodies, and good training partners, good coaches out here. So I moved back to my home area, and training has been going really good. Lots of guys. It's not affecting us so much here in the Midwest of the United States.
Okay, and that's also for Gina, for your fiancée, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tim, I want to ask you, on your last fight, you get back to the win column against Ryan Benoit after 3 defeats. Was that something like a reliever? I mean, were you worried before that fight?
Yeah, I mean, coming off of 3 losses, usually that's all it takes in the UFC. I had a 3-loss stint before in the UFC. They fired me. I was lucky enough to get a job again. But after 3 losses in a row, I got a call, and I thought, honestly, I was getting fired again. But then my manager told me that they were giving me another contract, and I got a little bit of a raise. And then I went out to Fight Island, and I got a win. So, there was a lot of pressure, but that's good. Sometimes that's what it takes to really come out, and I feel like I'm going to put together a streak right now. I haven't felt this good in a long time.
And I mean, there was some controversy about the judges' scorecards. Which are your thoughts about that? Have you watched the fight again, or you don't like to do that?
Yeah, I've watched it a few times. I don't know. It's hard for me because I don't like the way the fights are scored. I feel like I played the game a little bit. I might have won by points a little bit, but Ryan Benoit was bringing it to me, and he was hitting me with good shots. He was hitting me with power shots. So although I thought I won the fight, if they would have gave it to him, I wouldn't have been surprised. I was cutting it pretty close. I was grateful and happy to get the win, but I feel like I'm just now getting good again, and I'm 33, but I feel like I'm 22 again, and I'm back to where I was when I was younger and with my coaches, and right now things are just on the up and up for us.
Tim, a lot of things happening on the flyweight UFC division, and if you put a win streak, let's say three fight win streak, where do you see yourself in the title discussion?
I don't see why, if I won 2 or 3 in a row, why I wouldn't be right there in the title discussion. Honestly, I would really like to get that Davison-Figueiredo fight back. I felt really good in that fight. Had a good weight cut. And I just got caught in that guillotine. So I would fight him a little bit different this time, but I don't see why not. I've been calling guys out on the internet, trying to. I know the matchmakers and Dana White and those guys are real busy in Abu Dhabi, so I've been trying to call guys out on Twitter, trying to get a fight myself so that they don't have to work too hard for me. But I'm eager to get something going right now. I want to put these fights together while I'm healthy. The longer I wait and the more I train, the more likely I am to get an injury or something. So I'm in shape right now, and I want to get right back to cracking. But I figure 1 or 2 more wins will put me back in the top 5, and then I could go from there.
Tim, you lose against Davison Figueiredo, who is the actual champion, and you lose against Askarov and against Brandon Royval, who is a top division contenders. Who fight do you want next for you? You want some revenge, or you want a new name?
It doesn't really matter. If I could have my choice to fight anybody, obviously I would like to fight Figueiredo. He's the champ,
Of course.
and he beat me. So that would want. But as it stands right now, I would take any of those fights. Anybody that I have fought, anybody that I haven't fought. Just the opponent doesn't really matter to me right now. It's staying active. I feel like I'm on this uphill climb right now, and I don't want to slow it by being too long on the hill. You know what I mean? I want to get to the top of the hill and fight, and then start climbing again. So the sooner the better. I'm ready for something quick.
Even if it is on short notice.
Yeah. That's what I prefer right now because I'm in shape, ready to go.
And I've seen that you have asked for David Vorak on Twitter. Is that a possibility? I mean, did he answer anything?
Nah, he hasn't. He said something one time. He said, "Be careful what you wish for," but then I haven't heard anything else. But I mean, he's 3-0, I think, in the UFC right now. I don't see why not. I don't know why he wouldn't take that fight. He's healthy. He just beat Jordan Espinoza. That's a fight I really want.
That would be a good fight, I think, in my opinion, right? And Tim, you have said before that you don't like the way that the judges score the fights. I mean, what is it that you don't like in that way? And also, does the judges talk with you, with the fighters before the fight, and do they tell you what do they look in the fights? I mean, if they look the striking, the grappling, the wrestling all together, what about that?
That's the problem. We don't really know. It's kind of based on what the judges like personally, I guess. And the 10-point must system it's more geared toward boxing, where you have these long, 10, 12, 13 rounds. When you have 2, 3, 4 or 5 round fights max, it's hard to do the 10-point must system. I don't know the exact answer, but it's hard to have a sporting event where you don't know who's winning until after. If the fighters knew going into the 3rd and 5th round who was winning, maybe things could be a little bit different. But so many guys feel like they're winning already, and then they end up losing a decision. If there was open round scoring where we knew going into that, I think it would solve a lot of that, a lot of those gray areas and a lot of those problems. The judges have too much bearing on the outcome of the fight, and you have guys. This is their whole career and their whole livelihood are based on these guys who you don't even really know what they're thinking during the fight because you don't get to see any of that. There's so much gray area.
And Tim, talking about the Fight Island, you said that before. You went to the Fight Island. What about that? Is that good as it looks?
For me, it was so much fun. I do better when I can travel to the fights. I didn't like living in Vegas and fighting in Vegas because I was in my house. I wasn't at the hotel. It didn't feel like fight camp really, and I did that with the Brandon Royval fight. I wasn't prepared for that fight. But flying to Abu Dhabi and you're in a first class seat and you're flying for 18 hours and you get to a place that's sectioned off from the whole rest of the world, like it's fight time and it feels like fight time, and I like that. I like that fight time feeling, and I wasn't getting that in Las Vegas, but you're guaranteed to get that in Abu Dhabi.
Then finally, I want to know what do you think is going to happen on the flyweight division, man? Who do you think is going to win the title fight? And also the Brandon fight, Brandon Royal against Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, man. The Moreno Royval fight, that's a tough one. Brandon Moreno is a really good friend of mine. Brandon Royval is a guy who's beaten me. I think that fight has fireworks written on it. So I don't really know. Honestly, I think Brandon Moreno will be Royval's toughest matchup. That includes myself since he beat me. So I'm going to go with Brandon Moreno in that fight. But who knows? Brandon Royval can beat anybody. The guy is super dangerous. I thought Cody Garbrandt was going to maybe win, but I guess he's out. So I think Davison's going to retain the flyweight belt. And I hope he hangs on to it for a little bit because I want to get another crack at that guy.
What else can you tell us about Gina's preparation for Ostovich fight?
Well, I mean, usually for me anyway, I don't like to have a camp more than 6 or 8 weeks because otherwise there's too much. It wears me out too much. But her going down a weight class and she's already gets pretty trim at 135 pounds. She's she's quite a bit bigger than I am. But yeah, I think she hit 145 pounds today, so she's less than 20 pounds to go. She's still got 8 weeks, and you know, Rachel Ostovich is a well-known girl in the flyweight division, but I think, man, Gina's just been killing it here in the gym, and I think it's going to be an easy fight for her.
Good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Tim, thank you very much for your time, man. It was great to talk with
Man,
you.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Gracias por visitar Somos MMA en YouTube. No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal y activar las notificaciones para seguir disfrutando de nuestro contenido.